Welcome back to art class. Today we're going to be finishing our Dia de los Muertos sugar skulls by using tissue paper, any extra Sharpies that you may need to do, and puff paint. You're going to get several sheets of tissue paper that look like this at your desk. You need to cut them down into smaller squares. You can layer them on top of each other to do the cutting, but they should be in a square shape. Then you're going to fold that square shape into a triangle one time, and then you're going to fold it again into a smaller triangle. This is when you can start making your cuts to make it look like a flower. You can even cut out semicircle shapes or heart shapes on the edges, and then those will make holes into your artwork. Next, you want to make some of these shapes a little bit smaller. So you're going to fold it back into that triangle shape again and then trim them down. So that way, when you start gluing in these different pieces of tissue paper, the largest one will be on the bottom, the middle shape one will be next, and then the smallest shape one will be in the middle. So when you're stacking them all together, they will become smaller as the tissue paper goes more towards the middle. Now you guys will be using the glue at your desk that looks like a little miniature bottle, and when you twist the cap, kind of like a water bottle opens the cap, it has a little brush at the end. So you're going to be using that glue, adding a little bit of that glue to your mask, and then every layer of tissue paper also needs another piece of glue. If you are continuing to add multiple layers of tissue paper, I recommend making smaller squares, folding it to a triangle, folding it to a triangle again, and I'm trying to make something that's very small that goes in the middle. So at least do 3 layers of tissue paper, maybe if not 4, and you can see if it's still too big, fold it back again and then recut it. You guys will be using layers of glue in between each layer. You can kind of take your fingers and scrunch them up once they're all on there. Fill up the whole top of your head with different layers of tissue paper. You can make one flower or multiple different flowers. Next, we're going to continue on with our Sharpies and our patterns. Don't do puff paint until the very, very end, because you will not be able to do the tissue paper. You will not be able to add any Sharpie if your artwork has the paint on it. So I'm actually using the different color Sharpies at my desk to add in more shapes, more patterns, filling in some of these shapes with bright colors. You can even take the Sharpie and write your name on the front of your mask if you want to. You can even go on top of the puff paint that you did last week and add more patterns and more shapes. So look up at the screen to see different examples today of different things you can make. Make sure your name is on the front of it somewhere. Make sure your name is on the back of it somewhere if that's something you didn't do last week. And have fun with all the different Sharpies. Have fun with all the different colors. When you're completely done with the tissue paper, and you're completely done adding all the designs with Sharpies, then you can go back on top and add any puff paint that you want to add to your piece. That needs to be the very last thing you do. When you're done, you're going to bring it over to me and work on an exit ticket.